that has a hatred for the color fuchsia. I'm Lauren, also known as Obo Crazy, your humble DM, and welcome to the season finale of our show. Kind of,
Oh
yeah,
my God.
it's like yay, but aw, but yay, but aw. I will give you guys a brief recap for those that might be new to our show and then going, well, wait a second, I'm watching the last episode. I'll get you a recap. But first, let's introduce our players. Jack, why don't you go first? Who are you playing as?
Hi, I am Jack from Rooster Teeth, and I'm playing Solaris, who is a turtle, and she's a sweetheart, but she has no ability to show emotion. So she talks very neutral. She has emotion, she just cannot express emotion. So it runs her into some fun problems every now and then, but she's good at heart.
And what was your favorite moment from last week?
I think last week my favorite moment with her was when she made friends with all the rocks. And she decided she befriended the one rock and managed to get the key out of him without getting into a big quarrel after I think Freya was trying to kill everything, wanted to murder some rocks. So she managed to talk her, or at least prevent that from happening. So that was good.
These are both valid responses, is talking or killing, especially in D&D. So Mika, why don't you introduce your character and tell us your favorite moment from last week?
Hi, I'm Mika, and I play Freya, the murdery-loving, money-loving elf who strangely has a soft spot in her heart for Solaris, even though she thought she never would. And my favorite moment from last week was probably the Flumph taking control of Ponyboy. That was actually arguing with Ponyboy and Dragon, just screaming at each other and no one knowing what was going on. That was pretty great.
Yeah, I kind of like the idea of the two of you just like, and everybody doing a tennis back and forth. So Dante, why don't you introduce your character and tell us your favorite moment from last week?
Yeah, I'm Dante, and I play a character named Ponyboy. He's a Dragonborn. He's basically me if I was a Dragonborn. Walking around. My favorite moment was I came in late from running from the airport, and when I got into the game, I woke up on the ceiling. I was super confused for the first 10 minutes. What's going on? We're on a ceiling? How do we get out? But I love thinking about mathematically how to get off this ceiling when we jump to the doorway.
Yeah, you guys made that its own little puzzle. I was kind of impressed. And Kraken, why don't you introduce yourself, your character, and what was your favorite moment from last week?
Hi, everybody. I'm Kraken. My character is Vance Shield, the human paladin, who's very heroic, very chivalrous, but unfortunately does not know what deity he serves, as he was gifted his paladin holy powers in a vision, but woke up before the vision ended. It didn't actually see which deity had gifted him that vision, and so now he tries new gods every day or so until he finds the one that clicks and that he believes is his true god. My favorite moment from last week was probably also with the ceiling. It was probably the new floor, the whole christening of the new floor, and trying to get off of that, as well as I think we did a crazy jump through the window, through the door. Yes. And if it went wrong, we definitely would have broken our neck on the this side of the wall. So
giddy up.
Yeah, giddy up. The catchphrase, the classic catchphrase, giddy up. That Ponyboy's used this whole time. Yeah. That was my favorite moment.
And of course, you and Solaris trading off who got to catch each other bridal style.
Oh yes, of
as
course.
You went diving through.
How will this love story culminate in this today's episode? Who knows?
Little baby turtles, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You guys will go and adopt, and it'll be gorgeous. So for those that are joining us for the first time, or for those that might need a little bit of catch up, the summary is that these four stout adventurers have been brought together because the town that they were all hanging out in got attacked by zombies. And through some exploration and some deduction and some pies, they figured out that the necromancer responsible was holed up in this temple nearby, and they have been basically dungeon diving through the temple, through the dungeon, to try to find this guy and stop his evil machinations, and have discovered some interesting information along the way about what might be happening to some beloved townspeople and to the actual necromancer himself, something about a death curse. There's some questions about who is actually in charge. And if I remember correctly, where we last left off is you guys had just gotten to the bottom of a landing. Your flump friend had said goodbye after exploring the mind of Apiadar, the gentleman that you're trying to find, and got you some answers before he noped out into the Underdark. And you now stand on this landing before a door that you can only assume leads into another part of this dungeon temple complex that has been the same floor plan over and over and over again. And I'd love you all to roll perception checks.
16 plus 2, 18.
18.
11.
16.
6.
Vance,
You're blind, Vance. You're blind.
Vance is too busy. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm blinded by passion and justice, and I'm going to see this through.
And also, he's looking through the hole that your flump friend went
Oh yeah,
down
I went
into. Yeah,
I looked the wrong way.
he's looking down the hole. He's totally busy in there. The rest of you, as you turn to study this wooden door, you all hear a familiar voice. You hear a familiar male. You can't quite make out what he's saying, but you definitely recognize the voice of Piadar, the gentleman that you had found at the very beginning of this whole complex. It sounds like he is through the door and far enough away from the door that there's not enough distinction coming through to hear what he's saying. But he is saying something loudly, and you definitely recognize him. What would you like to do?
We just, and Jack told us some information, right? So he was able to get some information. I wrote some notes down. I'm trying to remember what they were. Maybe you guys will help.
Oh yeah, it was.
His favorite color is fuchsia.
We knew
Right,
that.
his favorite color is fuchsia. He doesn't know who caused the death curse, or he doesn't know how to fix the death curse.
Right.
And the death curse is the reason why he has the black mark.
Right.
Yes.
The angel tells me that anyone who has died. I don't know what that. I wrote that down. I don't know what that means.
If they come
anyone
back
who
to
died.
life.
Yeah,
Yes.
if they come back to life, they have the death curse.
Okay.
Which means all of our friends back
We're
in
dead.
Town.
Yeah.
Died.
Downtown.
Downtown.
So we can hear him, but we don't know what he's saying.
Yeah, it's obviously he's far enough away from the door that you hear him. He's speaking loudly, and you kind of hear, and so you get flashes and brief little bits of a consonant here and a vowel there, enough to recognize his voice, but you get the sense either you need to open the door or get a lot closer to wherever he is to get some details.
Let's go towards the door. Vance, get right in front as we open it to make sure that Theodore's all right and there's not a monster back there about to set us aflame.
That's so considerate of you, Pony Boy. I will happily make sure Theodore is all right. Anyone else?
I'm right behind you. I'm right here.
Okay.
But you're so strong.
I am. Well, when you're right, Pony Boy.
I will also be right behind you.
Okay, let's file a line and let's head to that door.
What does file a line mean?
I don't know. Form a line, maybe, is what I meant to say. Okay.
All right, and out of curiosity, because I haven't really been asking, but Chrysanthemum and Bunny Rabbit, your two horned bunny pet companion mascots, where are they right now?
Well, Chrysanthemum is still chilling in Freya's hood, just
Okay.
having a good old nap. She's probably tuckered out from so much craziness going on.
Being on the ceiling. Pony Boy,
Yeah.
you had been cradling Bunny
I
Rabbit.
still got Bunny Rabbit. Bunny
All right.
Rabbit's chilling with me.
All
You know,
right.
we have a really good bond.
You do.
Yeah.
You're currently holding this rabbit.
I'm holding the rabbit. Remember, it was under I had that spell before where I can talk to it. I still think it's lingering still.
You would know that spell wore off a while ago, but it's
Yeah.
heartening to see that when the spell wore off, that the horned bunny that you're currently carrying didn't immediately try to run away. You think that's
Right.
probably a good sign.
I think it's a great sign.
Okay. Are you guys just opening the door, kicking it down? Are you going to try to be stealthy?
We should try to be a little
Put
sneaky.
I
Should we
want to
check
put my
the door
ear
for
to the
traps?
door. Well,
All of
That
these
would've been the
things are
smart thing.
options.
My first impulse since I'm in front was to put my ear to the keyhole and see if I can hear through the keyhole to what he's saying. If it is trapped, this may be a very short final episode.
Sure. Go ahead and roll a perception check.
It's a 9.
Fortunately, nothing happens. But you don't really hear any better through, like, your friends tell you about the voice coming through the door. You put your ear to the keyhole, and now you kind of can hear it, but no details. But nothing immediately tries to kill you.
Is he speaking English, Vance?
It's a
You
very
hear
loud
anything?
door. I can't hear anything past it.
They make really good doors in this place.
Yeah, gotta hand it to him.
I got a really good craftsmanship here.
So are we
Let-
going to admire the dungeon or are we going to move forward?
I think try to open that door.
Should we open the door? All right,
Let's
you
open
got
the
it.
door.
I opened the door.
You open the door. Nothing happens. It opens. It opens inward, and you can see that, once again, it is the same layout you're familiar with. It's a very long hallway. There are 2 doors on the right, 2 doors on the left. This floor, unlike the last couple floors that you've been on, seems to have had some work done to it. It's clean. The floor has been repaired. The doors are all in place, and the sconces are back on the walls, so you've got some nice ambient light going. And as the door opens, the voice of Piedar gets a lot louder. It was a thick wooden door, and it was muffling a lot of the sound. And while you don't see him or who he's talking to at the end of the hallway, where the room would be that you're familiar with, you distinctly hear him from down the hall. And the first thing you hear as you open the door is, "Well, then why can't you just kill them? I don't understand. This isn't my fault. I was getting this ready as quickly as possible."
Do you think he's talking about us?
I don't know. We should ask, probably, right?
Or we shouldn't ask. We should sneak up on him, and then we can kill him before he kills us.
We've gotten this far peacefully. Okay, let's just a little bit further.
I'll just shout, "Hey, yo, Piedar! Who are you talking to back there,
God.
man?"
Oh my God.
You all see Piedar, his robed form, lean out from the wall on the right that's blocking your view of the rest of the room. You see kind of his head and the top of his shoulders lean out and look down the hall and see you and go, "Oh, great. Well, we were just talking about you. You might as well just come on in." And then he leans
I thought they were talking about us.
And then he
You were
leans
right.
back and he says to someone that you can see, "Well, now they're here, so now you're just going to have to do something."
And see, we lost our element of surprise. We could have killed him. This could have all been over with. Thank you, Pony Boy.
Are the doors in the front open, or are they all closed? Like the 4 doors?
The 4 doors into the 4 rooms are all closed. Roll a perception check.
All right. That is a 1, a natural 1.
The doors are closed.
Nice.
Oh my
All right.
All right, good job there.
What would you like to do?
Hello, Peter. Haven't long time no see. Sorry for trying to hit you in the head with a hammer outside.
Are you really? Or are you here just to apologize? Or what?
Yes.
I told you none of this. Will you at least come down the hallway so we don't have to shout?
Okay.
How about you come down the hallway and we meet in the middle?
Let's meet in the middle, she said. I don't know if you can hear her. She's not shouting.
Piedar comes out and comes down the hallway a couple of feet and says, "Well, but I've got company and I've got everybody back over there, and it takes zombies so long to walk down the hallway. There's no traps, there's no nothing. Will you just?" And then you hear a second voice from inside this room that he was in say, "Yes, why don't you come down and say hello?"
Yeah,
Yo,
I don't like the sound
Piedar,
of that.
who's your homie? Who's your friend over there, Piedar?
He looks at Vance specifically and says, "Oh, that's the avatar that I was talking about, the one that I've been working with who is the actual angel of Bathsheba. He's here, and maybe you can talk some sense. And I mean, I was trying to get him to kill you, frankly, but if you're here to help, if you're just here to talk, maybe you can talk some sense into him. I don't know. And he turns around and walks back into the room, and he says, "What? And I don't even have any snacks. Can you at least summon some snacks or something?" And he walks out of your sight.
Shit.
That
Okay.
person sounded familiar.
Yes. You're able to determine that they sounded familiar at this distance?
The second voice, go ahead and roll an insight check.
Okay. That's an 8 for me.
I got a 12.
Voice doesn't sound familiar. It's raspy and a little makes the hair on the back of your neck, or I guess the scales on the back of your neck stand up a little bit, but does not sound familiar.
Sorry, I thought you were. I guess you were just doing a very similar voice to the girl in the tower. I got very excited.
Well, you know, creepy when I come up with voices all kind of sound the same. But no, if that's your specific question, no. This sounds like a gentleman, if not like a chain smoker, not a small child, who is actually like in her 20s. All right, what would you like to do?
So it sounds like he could just use the help of a holy paladin such as myself. So I'm down to just like.
Whoa.
He is being very friendly right now.
Whoa.
Yes, right.
He's talking to an angel of death. This is not going to go well for us. There's an army of zombies down the hallway.
The first two words in that sound pretty good. An angel is very nice.
We could walk up to him, and I have a zone of truth spell. We can ask him some real questions.
I agree with this one. I think we should be smart because army of zombies and death. All bad things.
Once we cast that spell, we need to know like a real question to ask him.
That's a good point. Also, what information are we trying to get out of him at this point? Because I feel like we don't.
Like, what's his true intention?
We just need him dead.
We could ask why he likes fuchsia so much.
No.
Yes.
No,
the fuchsia.
No.
I forgot about
that.
No.
But let's ask about how we can cure our friends.
He doesn't know. He's trying to figure that out too, though, right?
The angel, though. We can ask the angel.
Oh.
Not Piotr.
Okay.
The angel.
Is the angel affected by a zone of truth?
I don't know. It says creates a magical zone against.
What about a friendly hug?
Oh, wait. I have powers. Hold on. Wait. Everyone, hold on.
Wait, I'm a paladin. I have powers.
I'm a paladin.
Yes.
Basically, it gives us a boundary of truth. If I cast this on him, and we like,
I would like
did
to
you
use
put this curse on our people, and how do we get it out?
First things first. I'd like to use divine sense.
Okay.
To sense if there are any divine creatures nearby, like an angel would be.
That's pretty good, Vance. Try that.
What is the range on divine sense?
60 feet.
You do not sense any divine creatures.
Do I know if this room is larger than 60 feet?
I'll say so the hallway is longer than 60 feet, but in the yelling back and forth down the hallway to Piotr, you guys had moved a little bit in, not like a ton down, but far enough in that some of your divine sense would reach the room. You don't sense anything.
Okay, this angel's either not an angel, or it's a different thing.
Also, Ponyboy, to clarify something, zone of truth.
Does that not work?
It is how it works, but you would also know that anyone inside the zone of truth gets to make a saving throw to resist its effects. So it's not a sure thing.
So it's not going to work exactly, but it is a good shot. We can get some
It's a good shot. I mean, if we ask supposedly this really real dude in charge what's going on, we could also ask what his weakness is. He has to tell us, then we know how to kill him.
Right.
Yes, but he also will probably want the zone of truth anyway if he's looking for this answer. So we could maybe, get his permission to use it, and it's not going to be like a hostile thing. He's like, yeah, let's use the zone of truth to talk to the angel because I could really use some answers too. And then we're all on the same page,
What answers does he want?
He wants to know how to not die from the curse.
But the angel doesn't. It doesn't matter. We're asking the angel, aren't we?
Yeah, but he also wants to know from the angel, right? So we can all get on the same side.
True.
If we can help, if Peter can join our party, then I think we're looking pretty.
Meanwhile,
We will be called Team Fuchsia.
Meanwhile, from down the hall,
I
as
will
you
not.
guys have this discussion, you hear Piodar say again, "Are you about done? Because really, so indecisive."
Okay. Yes. Yeah. All right. We're
Yes.
coming. Okay. So I'll do the talking. I'll make sure Peter's on board, and then.
I'm gonna throw that spell and just
And-
see what happens.
Okay, but we should have a word for when you throw the spell. So I'm gonna
Do
say
you want me to talk?
Say
indigo.
indigo.
or do you-
When you say
indigo.
indigo, I'm throwing a spell.
Oh my gosh.
All
We're
right.
all gonna die.
But we should have another backup word for if we need to fight. And Fuchsia's already taken.
Then say kill.
No, that's too obvious. It has to be secret.
Or just say Freya.
Okay.
That
I
works.
won't. I just won't. I won't address Freya unless we're ready to kill.
Exactly. Exactly.
Fair.
I will. That's a fair compromise. Okay. We all have our codes down. We all know what we're
Yes.
doing.
Let me know when Indigo's ready to rock.
Okay. All right. Let's march forward, gang.
Yo, Theodore, what's going on, homie?
We're walking over.
How you been? Nice place you have here. We've been checking out your castle. It's cool.
Yes, I noticed, and I told you this wasn't going to be ready for at least another couple weeks, and now I have to fix a bunch of things, and frankly, I'm quite perturbed. And as you guys,
Did you do the bunny trick? Sorry. Go ahead.
you asking about the bunny trick?
Yeah.
Okay. As you guys walk down the hall, he answers, yes, although it's not quite working the way it's supposed to. Do you have two of them with you? And as he says this, you guys, you don't enter the back room. You kind of get to the edge of where the hallway ends and this room begins. And you notice, now that you can see into the full room, a couple of things. This room is barren, plain nothing. It's been cleaned. It's been freshly mortared, and there doesn't seem to be any dirt anywhere or anything on the walls. There's also no door on the far side. You're used to seeing a door that would be stairways leading down, but this room just ends. The right side of the room, you see two figures. You see Piodar, disheveled hair, his ratty clothes. The cloak that he's wearing seems to be in better condition than the rest of him. He still looks gaunt, and he's got some more paleness to him that you don't remember from, it was just like a day or two ago that you saw him, and he seems frantic, and he is standing just 5 or 10 feet away from a rather imposing figure. There is a very large, black shrouded figure floating in the air about 5 feet, 5 feet in the air. Over on the right-hand side near Piodar, there are black tatters coming off of almost translucent material, long skeletal arms, and a face that seems to almost be a skeleton mask, but it moves. No hair, but almost this crown on its head. It seems to be smiling in kind of a creepy way, and it's just floating there. Looking at you. On the left-hand side of the room, you see 2 zombies. They're not moving, they're not attacking you, they're just kind of standing there next to each other. One of them seems to be a human, the other seems to have been a dwarf, but they're both long dead zombies, and I'd love y'all to roll perception checks.
Real quick, Lauren, I want you to just describe my everyday life, if you could. Do that so very well. All right.
I got 18.
Oh, God. I dropped my die.
Oh no.
I got 15.
It's a 6. Was it perception?
Perception, please.
So 10 total.
I have 14 total.
Okay.
1 point of order, Lauren, before I forget. The Divine Sense also would tell me if there are any undead or fiends in the vicinity as well in their location. So
Sure. Yeah,
I assume those 2 zombies, but
yeah, well, you were asking about divine stuff, and as now you move into the room, I think your divine sense, does it go off? Does it stay
like a sonar.
on? Like how long is the duration once you activate it?
I think it's a one-time thing.
Okay.
There's a 60 feet kind of radius around me. And I'm pretty sure it pings any of those three things: celestial, undead, or fiend.
Okay.
Unless I'm wrong, but I have also 2 more uses to go.
Pings it like
Yeah. Like,
Facebook or
Well, here's what I'll say. From where you set it off, it wouldn't have included basically anyone in this room. You were way too far
Shoot.
away.
okay.
But it pinged long enough that you moved the couple feet forward, because basically it got like the front part of this room, and they're a little more towards the back of the room and towards the sides, and so it stayed on long enough that you moved up a couple more feet. And oh yeah, I mean zombies. There's also the black cloaked figure, the scary looking skeletal floating guy. Ooh, undead, big undead. Oof, very undead. And then there's also something pings on Piedar. It's not him. Like he might be carrying something, or something is near him. It's very small. You can't quite get what it is. And then Freya and Ponyboy, you two got over a 10 for your perception checks, if I remember correctly.
I had 14.
Yeah.
I got 18.
You two notice that there is actually a hand sitting on top of Piedar's shoulder.
Yo, Freya, what's that hand?
Is it a zombie hand? Is
You
it
see that hand?
I see that hand.
It just seems to be a disembodied hand.
There's no
clutching his
body. There's no body on that hand.
Is it there on purpose? I am concerned. Should we tell him? Does he know?
Theodore, who is your floating friend?
Yo, Theodore, you got some on your shoulder, man.
What?
He looks at you and says, so many questions, one at a time. This is Cedric. Say hello, Cedric. And the hand that's sitting on his shoulder raises a finger and then puts it back down. And he says, but this is the angel from Bathsheba. I've never actually gotten, you've never actually given me your name. And the figure addresses the four of you and says, names are so pedestrian, but you are interesting. Adventures, fate changes here already. Why? Why are you here?
Your name is so pedestrian. That is odd.
It's a long name.
Is that German? Oh, sorry.
It's gnomish.
Okay.
Well, we're here, just because as adventurers do, we stumble into things and we try to fix them.
We're gonna save a bunch of people that have the death mark on them.
First there were the zombies with the pies, and then we went to the farm, and there was a bull, and then we found the bull, and we found some more. There was some animated objects. Then we went to the jungle, and then we found there was a really nice smelling flower, and then we found Piedar, and then we went through the dungeon, and now we found some bunnies, and then we found rocks. And
so
then
basically what we came here to do is we have to stop this zombie epidemic going on in these here parts. 1, 2, we have some friends back at the bar that have that black mark on them, that they're cursed. We need to fix that. Anything else, guys?
And we're all becoming better friends while doing it is the third one, I would say.
Right. And if you have any gold or anything that you can give us, because we're not really getting paid that much to do this, it'd be awesome. Cool.
I would say the third one is most important. Also, Freya and I are going to get bracelets after this.
Yes, and 4, we all each have our own personal kind of quests. So in the case of me, I'm looking for my god. What else can we... Actually, we're kind of blowing the whole Zone of Truth thing early, aren't we? We're kind of just spilling our guts here.
I was about to say, why are we telling the
I forgot
our life story?
Indigo. We got the question, Indigo. So, I'm gonna hit him with the Indigo, and then I'm gonna say, can you help us with any of this stuff?
Okay.
Ready?
Oh my god!
Wait.
Go.
Okay. Peter. All right. Real quick.
Indigo. Can I, Dungeon Master, can I hit him with it before we ask any of these questions? Before we do this?
Okay. So you know what? You know everything about us. Now can we ask you a couple questions?
Yes.
Here's what I'll say. Vance goes on this backstory rant. And as he realizes that, oh, wait, I really shouldn't be revealing everything, and you indicate, oh, no, I'll let you go ahead and activate your Zone of Truth. How How
Zone of
big of a
truth.
radius is Zone of Truth?
We have a 60-foot range, 15-foot area
Okay.
for 10 minutes. 10 minutes.
Yeah, so that'll include everything except the zombies, but you know the zombies are not going to get affected by this. So you're not too concerned.
Very truthful zombies.
What
Yeah.
is the
Zombies always help.
Exactly. What is the saving throw for Zone of Truth?
The saving throw is, where would I see that at?
It would say it in the spell.
13.
13?
13. Safety. Yeah, 13.
And a charisma saving throw?
Charisma, yes.
All
CHA,
right.
right? Yeah, charisma.
And I believe, if I remember Zone of Truth correctly, you know whether they succeeded or failed.
I
think-
guess so. Yeah, you know whether each creature succeeds or fails on its saving throw, yes.
These are all important things. All right. Oh, Piodar fails miserably, so he is speaking the truth. The other figure succeeds, which doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to lie to you. It just means they are not compelled to tell you the truth.
Damn it.
As
So
you cast this, you spend a moment and poof, it goes down. Actually, I need the four of you to make those same saves as well, as you are all in the Zone of Truth.
Oh, yeah, we're all in the zone.
Vance only
I got a
speaks the
nat
truth,
20.
baby.
All right. Yeah, you
Versus-
resist the effects.
Is it charisma?
I believe it was a charisma saving throw. Let me.
I throw 5 total.
Oh yeah, Solaris, you are under its effects.
I got a 22, but Vance chooses to fail because he's got nothing to hide.
Oh my god.
Okay. All right, and Ponyboy,
So, yeah, my own.
you do. You're in your own Zone of Truth.
No, I don't know. Do I have to roll? I didn't know if I have to roll or not.
Oh
Do I have to-
yes, charisma
yeah,
saving throw,
6
or you could
plus-
choose to fail.
No, I don't think I lost. 6 plus 5. I have only 11.
As 11, you fail your own Zone of Truth. All right, so
It's a lie-off between me and Big Creepy Dude.
So those of you who failed or chose to fail, you just can't speak a deliberate lie while in the radius. And Ponyboy, you would know your own radius, obviously. The rest of you can kind of discern it. As you cast this, Piodar looks offended. And he says, well, really? I mean, that's just uncalled for and rude. Did you really think that I was going to lie to you about something this important? But, I mean...
I don't know you like that. I don't know you like that, Piodar.
Okay, fair enough. But you do ask some good questions. I mean, I want to know about this death curse, how to get rid of it too, because I told you it's getting worse. And he lifts his, he pushes aside his cloak and lifts his shirt, and you can see basically the whole left side of his torso has gone necrotic, black, with flakes of skin coming off. He looks like his torso has just been infected with like a flesh-eating disease. It's horrific. And he looks over at this figure floating in the air and says, so you can fix this. Like, I've been asking you, and you've been giving me roundabouts, so can you fix this? And the figure grins at all of you and says, why would I want to fix this? This is the natural order of things. Those that die should die. Those that have come back through divine intervention should let themselves be taken by destiny. Don't you agree?
Got a good point there, you guys. He's got a good point there.
But you didn't answer my question fully. I asked, why were you here? It's very easy for those that seek the lifestyle of an adventurer, a mercenary, a fate changer, to just go out and do good, do the helpful thing. But you hit on the real reasons you might be here, your personal reasons. And I need you all to make a wisdom saving throw.
I got 18.
18 as well.
20.
I got 16.
Okay. As he's saying these words, all of you recognize the hand gestures as he's casting a spell. And you feel like as he moves his fingers in the arcane motions to activate whatever he's doing, it's almost as though those fingers have creeped into your brain and are just rifling around through your thoughts and through your mind, like it just going through an index of your memories and thoughts. And it's unnerving. It doesn't hurt, but it is intrusive and invasive. And he looks overall at you and says, oh, fascinating. Doing good is so boring, but the personal psychologies are just, oh, Freya, money, really? Is it money that you want, or is it the power? The power that comes. And he holds up his hand, and you didn't notice it before, but there's now a very large black coin purse sitting in his hand, obviously bulging with coins. And he says, the power that comes with money. Coin determines fates. And isn't that what you really want? To be in charge of your own desires?
What I really want is to kill you, so no.
Killing me is probably out of your power, but giving you the money and the power you crave is something I can easily do. Or, and he snaps his hand and the bag disappears, and he looks over at Solaris. And he says, Solaris, oh, such an interesting creature, and such a sad fate. Here, unable to tell exactly how you feel. Don't you know that your curse is so easily lifted? And Solaris, you start to laugh. You feel joy kind of well up in your stomach, and for the first time in a very long time, you're able to laugh. What does it sound like?
There was it.
Yeah, it's kind of like ha 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 ha, and the confusion.
And then as the confusion comes, the figure looks back at you, and that freedom goes away. And it felt good to laugh and to get that out, but then it's blank again. And he says, I can make that happen for you. It would be so easy.
What would I have to give for that?
Not much. All I ask is service. I have many different needs. You could choose from what you would like to do. I'm certainly much more open, and I tell those that serve me exactly my desires, unlike the ones that Vance serves. And he turns his attention to you, Vance, and he says, poor Vance, a proud paladin without a god. The gods are fickle. They shroud themselves in good and law when really they are just petty dictators. The one that you serve won't even tell you who they are. But if you serve me, and his form seems to grow a little bit, he floats up a few more feet. It's a kind of a little bit of a terrifying sight, but also you now can all see the arcane power around this creature. And he says, But I am very clear in my wants and desires, and I make sure those that serve me are well rewarded. You would never question your place again.
Huh. How are you like a god then, or like kind of a shitty god? Like where are you on the tier? Because it's tempting, but like if there's a bigger fish, don't want to kind of settle for less. You know,
You would settle for a god that hides behind dreams, that will not confront you directly, when I, Asarak, will give you all that you desire. Pledge to me, and you will always know your place. And as you think that over, he turns to Ponyboy and says,
Well, what, Asarak, what?
well, the bards are easy, aren't they? There's only one type of person who craves performance, who desires the love and affection of those around him, who seeks out the fame and fortune, not for the fame and fortune, but for the love of everyone they see. You would step out on stages surrounded by thousands. Those who are in your presence would be awed, and you would be able to do whatever you wanted through the power of your music.
You think you know some things, huh?
I've been around a while.
Hey y'all, what are we gonna do right now? What's going on? This is a psychic god. I haven't run into many gods, Vance. I don't know what we're supposed to be doing right now.
I don't think this is a god, Ponyboy.
And at this point,
Feels like-
Piodar...
Oh, you sound so sad.
Piodar speaks up and says, so that's it. I've been serving you all of this time, and we've been doing our best to get this temple ready for Bathsheba. And these four are just going to come in here and ruin everything, and you're just going to offer them a job? And this figure, Asarak, turns to him and says, I like to see those in power be on my side. These four show potential. So why not? You certainly don't have that much longer, do you? And Piodar starts to pout.
Okay, now one thing seems kind of obvious to me. Peter here signed up with you for, I'm assuming, very similar reasons that you're pitching to us. And he's in kind of a shitty situation right now. So you haven't really done your side of the bargain with him. How do you defend that?
Also, number two, his name sounds like ass crack, so I don't think we should trust him.
Unless his dream, Peter's dream, was to like run this castle.
And then die before it opened?
I don't know. You're right.
I mean, are we really gonna trust some big floating dude who's trying to reach into our minds and give us what we want? That never ends well.
I know. I kind of figure we might be able to reverse the spell if we kill this dude if he made the spell.
Finally, Ponyboy speaking some sense.
Well,
Excuse
actors
me.
have brains too, Freya. Actors have brains too.
Mr. Asterisk, what is your favorite color?
My favorite color. Serve me and I will tell you all of my favorite colors in all of the
You can't have more than one favorite.
in all of the different universes, on all of the different planes of existence I inhabit. But to answer your fears, Piodar here did not pledge himself to me. He pledged himself to some goddess who does not answer his prayers. I came along and helped him in his quests. I offered him my services. I've asked nothing of him. He's been doing everything for this Bathsheba, and like Vance, he does it all in vain, as she does not respond to his pleas. And Piodar looks frantic and says, what do you mean? You're not. And Asarak says, I never said I was. But he is touched by some insanity. You cannot trust the insane. But they are amusing to watch, aren't they? And Piodar just is like, but if you're not, and if I've been in Bathsheba, well, crap on a stick. This is not good. And he marches across the room and goes over to where the other two zombies are, and he starts to talk with them. But basically, Grungan, I don't understand. What do you think I should do now? And the zombie's just like, well, yes, I mean, I guess I could try to kill them, but they seem to be about to be employees, and that would be bad. What do you think? Meanwhile, the large, imposing skeletal figure still floats there, looking at you, and says, are there any more questions?
Yeah, what's your catch, dude?
I have no catch. I just have desires.
Such
Your
as
desires are.
As I said, there are those on this world who subvert the natural order. They have been brought back by divine means through powers that they claim can subvert what is just meant to be. I would see those that are defying the will of destiny be brought to justice. I would see those that claim to be fate changers brought down by those of their own kind.
So what you're saying is you're a petty piece of shit that doesn't like seeing people alive that cheated death. Got it. If I join your side, could there be some sort of clause that means that you talk a lot less because, my God, you take forever to get to your point?
It laughs. Oh, my dear. If you pledge yourself to me, I will give you the gold, the power, and set you loose on this world to claim it for your own and for me.
And none of that made you talk any faster. Okay, nope, I'm out. You lost me.
Sounds like a politician, this Astrak.
Right?
Let's, well, Astrak, quick question. Why does Piodor dead set on killing us right now?
You should ask him, but he seems to believe that he is serving a goddess of trickery. And what is the greatest trick but taking someone's life?
or it would be betraying you, who he was serving previously. You know, you hear that, Beadar? Throwing some great ideas over here.
Piodar is currently speaking to the hand that is on his shoulder going, well, yes, but I can go to the bathroom later. Now is not the time.
And
Okay.
on the shoulder. Should we just take out Piodar real quick and then we'll deal with this big guy later on?
Hey, he's not a threat. He's in his own little world.
And what if Piodar can use the zombies to help us out?
He
Yeah,
wants to kill us.
I'm
But he wants to
guessing.
kill that dude more.
I'm
he doesn't know what he wants.
guessing this means the answer is no.
Look, I've come this far trying to find my god, and if I was going to chicken out now, what sort of paladin would I be, right?
The smart one.
Well, I have a low intelligence score, so right back at you.
And you, Solaris? Do you deny my gift?
Freya, what should I do?
Listen, Solaris, I'm gonna be real with you. In the beginning, I was just fucking around with your friendship bracelet, but now I can honestly call you my friend, and that's without actual emotions. So fuck this guy. Come on.
I agree with her. Fuck this guy.
Yeah! Fuck this guy!
The figure pulls back a few feet and says, so be it. Then continue your petty conquests. And good luck in fighting him. You probably won't need it, but eventually you'll come calling for me, if you're ever ready. And then when I reap your souls, they will be delicious. And there is a dark flash of almost as though the air is just sucked into the room as his form shifts and vanishes in midair, leaving behind a wisp of smoke. And from behind you, you hear Peter go, no, no, no. He was going to bring me more stuff to fight you. No. Why did you have to send him away? Now nothing. Now it's all broken, and it's all. I hate you. I hate you all so much. And with that, we can roll initiative.
Oh.
Oh, he hates him. I told you we should hit him.
That's what I said. 16.
Peter's so cool.
I threw a total of 4.
4.
Oh.
Oh no.
Throwing a 1 and a 2 tonight.
19.
A New York curse.
How about you, Pony Boy?
10.
All right.
There's nothing to add to that initiative, right? It's just 10.
No, you have initiative
Get a
for
plus
the top.
initiative up
Yeah.
at the top.
Oh, 3 plus 3. I got 13 then.
Oh, that actually makes a big difference,
Okay.
considering Peter just rolled a 12.
I did it.
And, oh, yeah. Well, that makes a lot of sense that the zombies would go last. Okay. Vance, you are the first to react as you hear Peter propose how much he hates you. And as you watch this figure that you've been talking to vanish into thin air, what would you like to do?
I will stare at Peter and I say, "You leave me no choice. First, your favorite color is fuchsia, and second, Freya is in my party." I don't know how to say that other word. Anyway, I cast Bless on 3 of my compatriots around me. So for the next minute, they can roll a d4 and add that number to any attack roll or saving throw. So whenever they attack, they can add a d4 dice to it. And then I will move myself in a way that I'm in between Peter, or I want to get up in Peter's face as I can, and I don't think I can attack as well if I'm doing a spell. So I'll just move that far and.
Yep. With that
brace.
spell, I believe that's an action. But yes, you can then move directly across the room. It's not that big of a room, and you are in his face. You can clearly see as you move up in front of him and get ready, he is crying.
Oh, maybe let's give him like a few minutes, guys. I don't think he's actually gonna fight.
Freya, it's your turn.
I would like to cast Firebolt. Or can
Oh
I
my
move
God.
so I'm not
Crying.
directly going to
You
hit
hit him with a
Vance?
firebolt?
Listen, he said Freya. That means I get to kill something. Thus, it's him. He's the first one I see. Peter is going to get lit on fire.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, and you can absolutely move so that you can get a direct line on Piedar.
Yes. And that is, okay, so +3 to hit. That is 12 plus 3, 15.
That doesn't hit. This is a new power for you. You angle yourself just right, but then you get distracted by your friends and by everything that's been going on, and you just barely miss. It just kind of goes over his shoulder and pings against the wall in a fiery explosion.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm just
Freya.
really excited to kill things, okay?
That was a pretty high hit too, and you missed.
Give me another chance. It'll be better next time. I'm really excited, okay?
Anything else?
You want to try to stab him?
Well, she already did her
Not close
action.
enough.
You're
yeah.
doing action.
No, I'm good.
All right, Pony Boy, it's your turn.
I'm confused on what's going on here. Why is he crying, Vance? Vance,
I
why
don't
is
know.
he crying?
He seems unstable. Can you sing him a song, cheer him up maybe, or kill him?
Kill him!
Two options.
Kill him!
Make him happy or make him dead. Those are your only options.
Let's see what we can do. Should we hit him with something? Or
I haven't done any attacks yet. You'll be the first if you did something.
I don't even know if that's a good thing because he's crying.
But maybe it's tears of anger and he's trying to trick you. Just kill him! Kill him or the zombies are gonna kill us. Which one would you rather have? Dead crying dude or dead pony boy?
And no, is he's still in the zone of truth? Like, why are you crying? Can I just ask him really quick? Why are you crying, Theodore?
He's no longer in the zone of truth, but you can
Okay.
ask him, and he'll look over at you and say, "Because everything has gone wrong.
And why are you trying to kill us then?
Because you made it go wrong." And he kind of looks like he's about to throw a hissy fit. Also, as long as I'm chatting, Freya, did you remember to roll your d4 for being blessed?
I did not.
Hey, I'm a just-in-kind DM, and this is a new thing. Why don't you go ahead and roll a d4 as Ponyboy decides with that new information what he wants to do. Let's do a little bit of retconning.
Okay, I can do that. Hey, look, a 3.
Well, that actually hits because you rolled, I think, originally a 15, and then with that extra 3, the firebolt, instead of going over his shoulder, slams into his shoulder. So go ahead and roll damage.
It's just a D10 or 1d10. Yeah, you're right. Okay. Which one is that? Is that this one?
It's also hard to see. Yes, that is a D10. It's a very pretty D10.
A 9. Thank you. It's rose gold.
Nice.
Well, not real rose gold.
All right.
That would be expensive.
So, for a moment, it looks like you're gonna miss. And then Ponyboy yells out to just basically to get some questions answered, but also kind of distracts Piedar, who then is unable to duck out of the way of your firebolt as it poof right into his shoulder, burns into his flesh. Ponyboy, it's once again your turn. What would you like to do?
It looks like we're gonna go into battle. I'm going to use my bardic inspiration to inspire. I guess Freya's our damage dealer. Or who's next? Solaris is next.
Solaris would be the next in your party. Yes, to go.
I'm going to, but Vance is the closest, right? Because Solaris could take off in a shell.
This is the last time you inspired Solaris.
I'm gonna inspire Vance. Can I do that?
Absolutely. That's a D6 that you get to add to your roll. That's also with the D4 that Vance is already offering.
Damn.
So, lots of dice. And how do you do that inspiration?
I conjure up the spell with a. How do I do it? I go by the dragon blooded bards, the legacy before me. I inspire our true paladin, the nicest guy on the team.
Giddy up.
Bam! Giddy up!
Excellent. Take your inspiration. Ponyboy, also roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
16 plus where's that at? 2. 4 plus 4.
Yeah, you managed to hold on to Bunny Rabbit as you're doing your inspiration, and he kind of gets fidgety, but you managed to hold on. All right, that was your bonus action, I believe, was inspiring somebody. So you still have an action.
Bonus. So I still have an action.
Yeah.
Let's try to hit him with a. I can hit him with a thunder wave. Yeah.
Yeah, if you do a thunder wave, it'll hit him and all of the zombies, but it will also hit Vance.
Not the first time.
It would not be the first time.
Hey Vance, hopefully you can.
You inspire me and then leave.
I hope. Watch your back, Vance. It might not hit you, but I'm gonna hit him with a thunder wave.
All right.
Okay, you have my permission.
What's the saving throw on your thunder wave?
The saving throw is 13.
Strength, dexterity, constitution.
Constitution.
Excellent. Okay, so Vance, you're going to have to make that too, but I believe you get to add your D4, and then you can decide whether you want to add your inspiration on top of that. Piedar is going to roll a 15. Does that save?
13, yeah.
All right. The zombies. It looks like Bryn is going to roll a 17. Grungan's going to roll a 4. He's going to fail. The little hand holding onto Piedar that seems to be Cedric is going to roll a 16. So it looks like only Grungan fails.
What the heck?
Describe Thunderwave because there might be damage, half damage on a save.
It's a wave of thunderous force sweeps out from you. Each creature in a 15-foot cube or originating from you must make a Constitution throw. On failed save, creature takes 2d8 thunder damage and is pushed 10 feet away from you. On a successful save, the creature takes half as much damage and isn't pushed.
Okay, so
Okay.
go
In
ahead.
addition,
In addition,
unsecured objects that are completely within the area effect are automatically pushed 10 feet away from you by the spell's effect, and the spell emits a thunderous boom audible to 300 feet.
okay, you are all for a brief moment deafened because this room is not that big. There aren't any other objects to get pushed. Grungen, the one zombie that failed, is up against the back wall. So he's kind of thrown up against the wall, but he'll take full damage. Everybody else takes half. So go ahead and roll, is this 2D something?
2d8.
Go ahead and roll 2D8 and tell us what the damage is. And Vance, what did you get on your save?
I got a 17, so I made it 2.
4 plus 2, 6.
Okay, and that's total 6?
Yes, that's total. Sorry, guys. That's total.
So I take 3 damage?
So you take 3 damage, yeah. So you're at there, you're at there. The 2 zombies kind of take it like a champ. Piedar also seems to hold his ground. The little hand that was sitting on his shoulder, despite the fact that it managed to not get knocked off, the damage is enough that it goes and falls over on the ground dead.
Hey, you guys, I got the hand.
All right. Is there anything else you want to do? I think that's everything you can.
I'm going to say I'm sorry, Vance, but I'll hit you with some healing words if you need them in a bit here.
All right, I'll let you know.
All right. It is Piedar's turn. He is still crying. He is angry. He is going to reach out in an attempt to grab Vance. It looks like he's trying to grab you by the throat, but he kind of half grabs you and he just puts his hand on you, and he is going to try to inflict wounds.
Ooh.
So that's a 15. Does that hit?
No.
Oh, nice. I think. Yeah, so he reaches out and grabs you, and you feel his hand is freezing, and the rest of you see his hand almost turn black, but you just brace yourself, and you're fine. You're absolutely fine. And he scowls and says, "See, nothing is going right today. I don't understand." And he is going to be done. Solaris, it's your turn.
So Solaris, she's watching all this happen, and she remembers she has a bottle of speed potion. So she's going to pull that out of her bag, pop the cork, and chug it down.
Oh, yes, one of York's potions.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so the speed potion, let me look up. Did I give you the information on that?
It gives her haste for a minute.
Okay. And I believe that means that you get an extra attack, and it also like doubles your movement. But I also need you to roll a d20.
D20.
A d20 as you down.
What's it? Say 17.
17. Where is? Oh, there it is. All right. You down this potion. You feel the effects immediately. You're going to get your extra attack. You're moving so much faster. And you go to tell your friends that this feels amazing. And no words come out of your mouth. You're unable to speak for the next minute. But when you do actually open your mouth, pink bubbles float out. So you go.
So initially she starts like, and bubbles start coming out, and then she's like gets distracted by the bubbles, like pops a few of them.
Oh my god.
And now you're hasted, so you're.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then she's going to. Is that an action right there, or do I have an extra action?
To down the potion would be your action.
Okay, so I couldn't throw a spell, right?
No, because most of those, unless you have a spell that you can throw as a bonus action.
I don't think Hunter's Mark is bonus action, is it?
I think it is.
Really? You know what? You double check that. I'm also double checking haste.
It's concentration, casting time, 1 bonus action. Yeah.
There you go. So
All
yes,
right.
you can still cast that.
Okay, so she's gonna cast Hunter's Mark on Piador,
Okay. He is marked.
and then notch an arrow, launch it off, and then notch another one, launch it off with her 2 attacks.
Yeah, I'll let that happen. Okay, so just so you know, potion of speed. So your speed is doubled. You get +2 bonus to your AC because, you know, Solaris needed more AC.
Yeah, she's
You
19 now.
Yeah, you have advantage on dexterity saving throws, and you get an additional action on each of your turn. So yeah, you can go ahead and you can only attack once with the bow though.
Oh, okay.
So you can, but if you would like to pull out your, well, no, because that's
yeah,
an action. Yeah,
Well, she hasn't moved yet, has she?
she is not. So you could either shoot with the bow, or you could run up with your 20 million feet of speed now that you're hasted and whack something with a sword.
All
It's
right,
a fast turtle.
Yeah, she's gonna run at just like full bore at Piadar and pull out her 2 swords and go for the hit.
Okay.
Can I do I get advantage because I'm going so fast?
No, but I'll say that you might do a little extra damage when you hit. You only get to attack once though because you used your bonus action to cast Hunter's Mark. So.
All right, so I will make an attack then. So this is just a short sword attack.
Sure.
That's a 1.
Oh.
So 5 total.
It's so much faster. You have never gone this fast. You've broken the speed of the world. And so when you move up to Piadar next to Vance in order to attack, you're like freaked out by your own speed and just put the sword back down. And have this moment of, this feels amazing, but I don't know how to control my limbs.
And then she looks over at Vance, and more bubbles come out of her mouth.
Large
Vance
pink
looks
bubbles.
over and it's like, "You stole Solaris's voice! No!" A rage.
All right, it is the zombies' turn. The 2 zombies are both going to go after Vance because he's right there, and I think Solaris has moved so fast the zombies haven't registered that you're there yet. So they're just going to reach out with their claw-like hands. One of them is only going to roll a 12. That doesn't hit. The other rolls a 19.
That hits.
Okay. You are going to take 7 bludgeoning damage.
Oof.
And Vance, it is your turn.
Okay. On my turn, I am going to, let's see. I'm going to cast Protection from Evil and Good
Okay.
on myself. Specifically Protection of Evil, and I get to pick a type that I am resistant to. So creatures of the type of undead will have disadvantage on attack rolls. I can also not be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them. Yeah. So
Is that
dead.
a concentration?
It doesn't. No, I don't think so.
Nice.
Yeah. It's verbal, somatic, and M. But I don't see where it says concentration.
Oh, it says it. So see how on D&D Beyond, excellent service by the way, protection from evil and good, and then it's got that little thing that says C next to it.
Oh, it is concentration. Yes, it is.
Yeah, and bless is also concentration.
Oh, all right. In that case, nix that. I'm not going to cast protection of evil and good. I'm instead going to attack Peter.
Okay. Go for it.
Because I believe he stole Solaris' voice, and that's sad.
No.
Natural 20.
Oh,
shit.
Oh God, here we go.
Cheers
Starting
to
it off
that.
right.
Yeah, go ahead and roll that damage.
Okay. It's my longsword, so that is D8.
Yeah, this is gonna hurt.
All right. So should I roll 2d8s?
So you normally roll 1d8 plus whatever. So yeah,
Yeah.
you roll 2d8 plus whatever. You get to
Yeah.
double the dice.
All right. So I got a 7 plus 5, I believe. So 12 damage.
Nice. Yeah, he.
Oh, so not +5, +3, so 10 damage.
So 10. Okay. He reels as you slash across the front of his chest, your anger at your friend's voice being stolen, driving you to hit this guy super deep. And he looks back up at you, and his face goes back and forth from terrified to angry to upset to terrified to angry to upset. And he's kind of cycling through all of these emotions. And he's bleeding. Anything else?
I don't believe so. Yeah, I don't think I cast my oath spells as a bonus action, right? I think they're an action.
I believe they're in action.
Okay, then yeah, that's my turn.
All right. Freya, it's your turn.
Freya's having fun with her spells that she just got, so I'm gonna cast Ice Knife.
Ooh. All right.
Yeah.
Who are you casting this at?
Piedar.
Okay.
And that's an 18 plus 3.
That hits.
So that hits. All right, so I roll a d10, which is a 6. And then I also roll 2d6 because he takes cold damage as well.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, it says the target and each creature within 5 feet take damage because the shard explodes.
All right, and do they make, on a hit, the target takes, piercing damage, and then do they have to make a save or anything, or do they just...
Dexterity save fail.
Okay, well, these zombies are super dexterous. That's a 4. Oh, one of them rolled a 16.
Where would I see? Oh, 11. Yep, so...
All right, so one of them, Bryn just kind of stands there and all the ice hits this one zombie. Grungen is the shorter dwarf zombie, and it just kind of goes over his head. So go ahead and roll some damage.
It's 2d6s. That's awesome. That's a 6 and a 2.
Nice.
And do we get the 4 too? Do we still get the 4 thing or whatever?
Yeah, so how much did Piedar take?
Piedar got 6 plus 8. If he also takes that, did he fail the save?
17, so he succeeds.
Damn it!
But he still takes that initial damage, and he now looks frosty as well as hurt. Okay, anything else?
Do we still get that dice from Vance? What did Vance give us early in the fight?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Add the +4.
But that's to attack rolls and saving throws, not to damage.
True. Not to damage.
Yep.
Not to damage, just attack rolls. Okay.
Anything else?
I don't think any of my spells are bonus actions. So no.
All right. And I think you might be... Well, Firebolt was a cantrip, so you've only got one spell slot left. Just
yes,
so
I do.
Know. All right.
Yes.
Pony Boy, speaking of spells, what would you like to do?
I mean, I guess we can hit him. Is he close to dying? What does he look like over there, Vance? He look like he's close to dying? Or do you
Not
need...
really.
Where's your damage at? Do you need some regain of health?
I could, but also you do you, pal. Giddy up, as a wise friend once told me.
What do I have here? I have a little fairy fire I could throw at him. What would that do? Let me see.
Gives us advantage.
Gives us advantage. Let's take him out. Let me hit him with some fairy fire, and you guys finish up the job here.
All right. What's the saving throw on Fairy Fire?
13 dexterity.
Okay. And I believe that's a fairly large... Like, what's the radius on that?
60-foot range, 20-foot area.
60, 20. So yeah, you could cast this, and it'll get all of your enemies, but it will also get Vance and Solaris. They will have to make saves as well. Are you okay with that?
No. I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think that's a good idea. What I'm going to do is I'm going to... how far away am I from this guy?
How far away would you like to be? It's not a large enough room that it's going to be a problem for you to move around.
Can I just go up to him and try to hit him with my rapier one time?
Absolutely.
That's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
I'm just going to step up to him like, Freya, check this out. And then I'm going to go up and I'm going to hit him with the rapier and kind of maybe see if I can slide behind Vance after I do that.
As as Freya cheers him on for not only stabbing, but also hiding behind the armored paladin.
Yes.
All smart things.
So what do I have to do? Roll a.
You are going to attack with your rapier. So at the top
Alright,
right-hand
roll.
side of your sheet should tell you what your bonus is to hit. So d20 plus,
+4.
probably.
To hit +4 damage. 1d8 +2.
All right, so roll to see if you hit.
All right. 15. Do I have to add anything to that or no?
15 was what you got on the dice.
Yeah.
Then, yeah, you add whatever your bonus is, which you said +4, which means...
And the D4 for me.
And a
Oh,
D4.
yeah.
Plus 8.
And the D4. Yeah. So let me
All
roll a
the
4.
bonuses.
1. The D4 is only a 1.
Well,
And
plus your
yeah.
+4, right?
plus my +4, yeah.
Well, fortunately, that is more than enough. You hit him.
Awesome.
Go ahead and roll damage.
1d8 +2. Put on here. Which one is that one? It's
The D8 looks like two triangles stuck together.
2 triangles stuck together. Got. 2 + 2.
All right.
plus-
You do a flourish and thunk, and he is upset at you.
Not
Anything
much
else?
damage there, Freya, but you saw that I did it, right? You saw
And
me
I'm
hit
so
him.
proud. I'm
You
so
saw me hit him
proud.
with that rapier.
I saw you hit him with that rapier.
Got a little 4 damage on him. Just a little bit.
Hey, all the damage counts, my dude.
Yes.
All right. Anything else?
That's it.
Okay. Theodore is surrounded by his allies and his enemies, and he's going to look at all of you and grab his cloak and say something in a language that sounds, it's arcane in nature, but none of you recognize the words, and he goes and vanishes in a puff of brimstone, and you all hear behind you, at the other end of the room, as he reappears. And you seem to recognize this from the first time you encountered him. He is scowling at all of you, and he says, "This just won't do. This just won't. There's only 3 of us and there's 4 of you there. One of you should sit out just to make it fair." And he is then going to wave his hands, and you suddenly see 2 more of him pop up. And there are now 3 of them at the end of the other end of this room. They all seem to be illusory duplicates, but it's hard to tell which one is the real one, and they are all glaring at you. And he is done. Solaris.
So Solaris reacts, opens her mouth, bubbles come out.
Yes.
And then can she make it all the way down the hallway and try to tackle one of the 3 and go for her, try to stab one of the 3 of them?
She absolutely can. It's just the other end of the room, but you are next to a couple of zombies who would get attacks of opportunity on you if you walked away from them.
Even with haste?
Even with haste, it just means you move really fast away from them.
Now,
right,
I have an ability that lets me enforce disadvantage on an attack on someone within 5 feet of me.
Okay.
So I think I could probably make one of those less likely to hit, at least.
You could absolutely do that as a reaction for one of them, if both of them were to strike out at Solaris.
All right.
So.
I think she's going to make a dash. She's going to take advantage of haste and run towards the 3.
Sure. All right, so first we'll do the zombie attacks. So the first one that strikes out on you, was this the one you're going to impose disadvantage on?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then it rolled a 4, so it's definitely not hitting you. The second one is a 19.
Oof, that hits.
All right. You take 7 bludgeoning damage
Good God.
as it rakes across kind of your back arm as you turn quickly and dash down the hallway. Or not the hallway, the dash to the other side of the room. And then you are going to... Okay. So you run to the other end of the room, and there are these 3 figures standing there. I need you to roll a d6.
D6.
Or, I'm sorry, a d20. Roll a d20.
D20. That is a 9.
Okay.
Add anything to it, or?
Nope, I'm just... Okay. You plow into this thing. Sorry, there was a lot of reading I suddenly had to do to make sure I'm doing this right. And I'm probably not, but that's okay. So you plow into what you hope is the real Piadar, but you plow through it, and it vanishes in a kind of a puff of smoke. And there are now only 2 of them left.
Okay.
Down. Good job, Solaris.
That counts as my action, right?
That counts as one of your actions. I believe you have 2 of them because you are hasted.
That's true. Am I within striking distance of another one?
With your hasted movement, absolutely.
All right, then I'm gonna go for one of the other 2, whichever one's closest.
Sure. Roll another d20.
Rolling a d20. There's a 19.
Wow, rolling.
Boo! Straight through, but the other one of these duplicates vanishes in a puff of smoke, and you see now the one remaining Piadar standing there, pouting like a small child. He stamps his foot on the ground. He goes, "I just summoned those."
And then she goes, and more bubbles come out.
Oh.
All right. It is the zombies' turn. One of them, Vance, is going to continue to try to claw at you, but is going to fail miserably. The other one is going to jerkily try to follow Piadar and make it up to Freya. That would be a 15.
Just barely, you
Just
piece
barely.
of shit zombie.
Yeah, that would be 6 bludgeoning damage as it reaches out with a clawed hand and smacks into you.
Call me a piece of shit zombie.
Doesn't seem to care.
I don't remember the zombies on the farm doing this much damage.
Right? These are some.
They
feisty
leveled up
zombies.
too.
The zombies
Yeah.
on the farm were cows. Let's remember that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
They did
All
bite
right.
for a lot though.
Vance, it is your turn.
All right. I'm going to turn to the zombie that is currently attacking me and making a big show of wrestling with the zombie and calling for Divine Smite, going to make an attack and hopefully pump some Divine Smite into the attack. So
Sure.
let's see. That is a 9 plus 5, so 14.
Absolutely.
All right. So that's 1d8 plus 3.
And is this a first level Divine Smite?
Yes.
All right.
Is that a d6 that I rolled?
I don't have it up. You would
sorry.
know. Divine Smite, class features. Divine Smite. Starting second level, blah, blah, blah. The extra damage is 2d8
Oh,
for a first
2d8
level spell
radiant.
slot. Yeah.
Yikes. All right. So that's 7 from the original damage, and then the radiant will be, or sorry, it's 7 plus 3, so 10 for the original damage,
Okay.
and then only 8 for the second one. Yeah,
For the Divine Smite?
yeah, for the Divine Smite.
Okay. You dig your sword into the shoulder blade of this creature, and it stumbles, and it seems to start to get up again, and then your Divine Smite sears through your body down your sword, and the thing just burns into radiant ash and falls to the ground in a burnt, crisp, dead heap.
Vance did it! Everyone, look! Look at the heroism.
Good job, Vance. Good job.
Anything else?
Solaris also more bubbles.
I will move into combat with the one attacking Freya.
Sure. As Vance moves on up Freya, you have a zombie drooling in your face.
Well, might as well try and stab it with 2 daggers.
Yeah. And you do get sneak attack because you do have a friend nearby.
Right, which means that I get something to the thing.
If you hit, you get to do all sorts of damage.
Lovely. All right. Well, I rolled an 18 plus 5 to hit, so I'm assuming that hits.
Oh, absolutely.
All right. And for each, so a D4 plus 3, so that's a 4 for the first one.
Okay, and then this is where you'll get your sneak attack, so you can add 2d6 to that.
2d6. All right.
Yeah, you leveled up. You get 2d6.
That is a 5
All right.
and a 2.
Nice.
That's 7.
All right. You dig your dagger into one of the eyes of this. This is the dwarf zombie, and so you're kind of shooting down, and it comes out with this wet and it looks super hurt, but it is still standing there in front of you.
And can I try and hit it with my other dagger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this
Got him
one,
in
no
the eye,
sneak attack.
Got him in the eye.
But I did roll a nat 20.
Hey!
Hey.
It's our second one of the night. Go ahead.
Right?
So you get to roll 2d4 instead of just 1.
Well, that's a 1. And that's a 2.
3.
3!
The amazing thing is that is all you needed to destroy this zombie, as your second dagger goes into the other eye and then comes back out with a wet, and then now it falls to the ground dead.
Blinding dwarf.
Can I shake the eyes like maracas?
Sure, they're on your daggers. They're kind of slowly
God.
deflating as you've pierced them. And you're just like, hey!
Hey!
Roll a performance check.
Yeah. 14. And what do I get for performance? +0, just 14.
It's a little disconcerting as eye juice is flying everywhere, but you look like maracas. Hey! All right, anything else?
That's it.
All right, Pony Boy, it is your turn.
So what do we have left? We have Theodore on the other side of the room.
You have Piedar on the other side of the room, alone, afraid, crying, angry, upset, perhaps a little hungry.
Time to put him out of his misery.
I think it's time to hit him up one time with let's see. Now I can hit him with a fairy fire, right? Because there's no one by him.
I'm kind of close, right?
Solaris is next to him, but you could place it in a way in where it would only hit Piedar.
Let's hit him with that.
Okay.
Let's hit him with that fairy fire.
No nat ones. No nat ones.
What is the saving throw to avoid fairy fire?
Dexterity 13.
All right. Well, that would be a natural 20.
Oh God!
Which I guess,
Backflip out of the way.
if I'm going to roll
made
a
it.
natural 20, it might as well be on a dexterity saving throw against fairy fire. But yeah, he sees it coming, and you actually see him recognize your spell, and so he's able to duck and dodge out of the way to avoid it.
Well, you guys, I tried my best on that one. What can I do? Can I throw a cantrip at him? Is that possible?
If you have a bonus action cantrip, or you probably still have some inspiration left. So if you'd like to inspire somebody.
Oh, I do have some inspiration. I'm going to. I feel like Solaris is now ready to rock and roll. We're gonna inspire him.
You took out 2 ghosts. Piss off, ghost.
You're pissed off, and now you have no voice. Solaris, because your voice is lost and you're out of your shell, I summon the dragons before me and inspire you for once and for all for us right now.
You're very inspired, and even though you can't say anything, you can feel
Sarah,
it.
her eyes get big and lots of bubbles.
All right, it is Piedar's turn. He is going to, as he continues to stamp his feet and look angrily at Solaris and say, "Those were going to be my friends! Those were going to be my new friends! Ah!" And he's going to reach out with angry hands and grab you, and he is going to try to inflict some wounds. That'd be a 22 to hit.
Oh my God.
It misses wildly.
Wait, does it? Because I know you got bonus.
No.
Okay.
Well, hang on. Well, let's see. I do have some. Well, no, I don't. She has to be in her shell to get extra bonus.
Am I within 5 feet? Can I?
No,
Like-
you're not within 5 feet.
Okay.
All right. He grabs you, and for a moment, nothing happens as he just grabs you, and it's weirdly uncomfortable. And then you feel this cold just kind of seeping through your skin into your bones. You take 17 necrotic damage.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
Oh my God. Are you okay there? Solaris?
Okay, yeah, I was looking. The potion did enough. 17.
17.
Are you in
Inflict
trouble?
wounds is nasty.
I don't know if it's meta to tell you how much HP I have left.
You don't have
But
to tell me. All I care about is if you're dead. But if you want to tell the rest of your party,
She's not dead, but a strong gust of wind might knock her down.
okay.
I got you. Let me get to you.
My view on the subject of if you want to give a number, I don't see that as metagaming. I see that as using the game mechanics to let your party know what they're seeing, so you don't have to be like, and I've got a wound here, and you can just be like, guys, I got 7 HP left, and then they know how hurt you are. So because they can all look at you and be like, oh, you're super hurt. Okay, so he's gonna reach out and cast that and look a little upset that didn't kill you, and that is probably all he can do. Yeah, I think that's all he can do. So he's just going to stand there looking upset. Solaris, it is now your turn. You feel awful. Oh,
yeah.
That was bad.
I think she's going to go for the Coulson, sort of take one for the team, and she's going to double swing at him.
Sure.
So she's right there, and she's like, fading, but she's going to take 2 shots at him.
All right.
And yeah, okay. So I have +4 still from Vance's thing.
Yes, and that's on any attack or saving throw.
Okay. So would that count for both of my attacks or just one of them?
Everyone.
Sweet. All right.
Bless is kind of badass.
Nice. All right. So this is going to be short swords of +4, then +8.
Well, you roll a d4. It's not a straight +4.
Yeah,
okay,
you have to roll the
okay.
d4 every time, but you get
All right,
it every
so I've
time.
got 13 so far, and then I've got to roll a d4. Oh, come on. That's a 1. So that's
We're inspired, though.
That's true. Do I have to call inspiration beforehand?
You have to call it before I tell you whether it hit or not, and I haven't said anything. So would you like to use your inspiration?
Yes, please.
Go for it.
Get inspired, Solaris.
All right, let's try it again. That was a 7. Damn it. The dice are not good to me.
Well,
so 7. It's 11.
Inspiration is you just get to add a d6. It's not like advantage or disadvantage, if I remember correctly. Pony
Is
Boy?
Let me look at it.
Yeah, I think Bardic Inspirations, you add a d6, and other inspiration is you roll again.
Yeah.
Like advantage.
Creature gains 1 Bardic Inspiration, a d6.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I was at 13 or 14?
You were at 14, I think.
14.
14, go
14.
ahead.
D6.
All the math. Every math.
Then that's a 2, so we're up to 16.
Well, guess what? 16
Climbing
is
your way up.
AC. You do
Oh.
that.
Oh, yes.
Jesus.
All right, so that's hit number 1. So go ahead and roll
Okay.
damage on that one.
Do it all again.
We'll do this
Okay, so
one at a time.
That's a 1d6 +2. But then I have Hunter's Mark too. So,
Yes.
all right. So, and then Hunter's Mark
You have a
is
lot
gonna,
going on.
yeah. All right. Then Hunter's Mark is going to add another. Because when you hit with a weapon attack, you have an advantage on any Wisdom Perception, Wisdom Survival check you find. Wait. It's another 1d6?
For Hunter's Mark?
Yeah.
I think I'd have to look it up, but let's see.
I think it's d6.
Yeah.
think it's a
Okay.
D6.
Until the spell ends, you deal an extra 1d6 damage on the target whenever you hit it. Okay.
There you go.
All right, so I've got, my God. All right, so we have 1d6 +2 and then another d6 for the first hit.
For the first hit.
All right, 1d6, here we go. That's a 2 + 2, so that's 4, and then another d6, 2. All right, so we have 6 total.
That's
The
on
first
the
hit.
first hit. Go ahead and...
Second hit.
Yeah.
All right, so this is going to be, okay, here we go. So, all right.
All
That's
the
an
dice.
8 +4, or plus, 4 for Pony Boy, right?
No, 6.
Well, you only can use Bardic Inspiration once. The D4 you get from Vance, you get all the time. Pony Boy's is a one-time shot. So whatever you rolled, plus your modifier, plus a D4 from Vance is what you'll get on this.
Okay, so it's 8 +4 for my modifier,
Okay.
so that's 12, and then
And you add a d4.
and that's another 1. Jesus,
That one
that's
misses.
a 13.
Yeah, you're a little off kilter for that second hit, and it just goes a little wide.
D4 is bunk tonight.
Now, you do still have a bonus action.
Is there
Run
anything she
slash
can
run.
do to like slow him down or pin him or like give advantage to the rest of the team?
You can hide in your shell.
Please hide in your shell.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
That would
okay.
give you a lot more AC. It wouldn't help your team, but it would definitely protect you.
All right, so she swings, she hits with the first one, the second one misses, and just she's running low on energy, and so with her last bit of power, she retracts into her shell and just drops to the ground next to him.
And the shell just kind of rolls around a little bit as you curl up, kind of in the turtle version of a fetal position, because ooh, that hurt. But yeah, you are currently in your shell.
All right, I think that gives her 19 AC now.
It gives her a lot, plus the haste, plus everything else.
You're good.
Vance, it is your turn.
Okay. Vance is going to close the gap and get in front of Pedar, and he's going to reach down and touch the top of Solaris' shell and pump 14 points of lay on hands healing into that. So she regains 14 hit points.
Yes.
Nice.
Yay.
Anything else?
Can I drink a potion as a bonus action of my own?
I think we were doing potions as an. I think we were doing potions as an action. I think it's an action to down it. So no.
Then I believe that is all I have.
All right, Freya, it's your turn.
All right, I'm going to, now angered by seeing my actual turtle friend so sad and scared in her shell, once again try and stab him twice with 2 daggers.
Sure.
All right. First one is a 12 plus 5, so 17. That hits.
That hits, and you've got friends next to you. Yep. So you get your sneak attack.
Right. So first 1 plus 3, so that's a 4 plus. Now I get another
2d6.
2d6. My God. That's a 6 and a 5.
Nice.
Hey.
And then okay, so that's the first hit. However much math that was.
Someone math that. How much was that again?
So that was 4 plus 6 plus 5.
So 15.
15.
Hey Freya,
Yeah?
describe in gory detail the death of Pedar.
Oh my God, this is what I've been waiting for the entire campaign.
Well,
so angered by this, by seeing her sad turtle friend curled up in her shell, knowing that she doesn't want her to die because she desperately wants those red friendship bracelets. Freya unsheaths takes the eyeball off the dagger because it's still there, and just in a clean sweep slices it across Peter's throat. She won't even dare call him by his actual name. It's fucking Peter now. And just as all the blood just gushes from his throat and he's gurgling and still crying because he's a freaking wimp, she's just so satisfied, and it just feels so warm and happy knowing that she finally got to kill the dude she's been wanting to kill for so long. And it just a small tear runs down her cheek of happiness because it's just such a beautiful sight. She wipes the blood off on her pants.
Solaris, you come out of your shell just in time to see Freya gut this guy, single tear wiping off blood.
Can at this point, like, are the bubbles wearing off?
Let me make sure.
It was 1 minute, right?
Yeah,
So
for the next minute. So yeah, we'll say a few more bubbles are going to come out, and then halfway through whatever sentence you're about to say, you get to talk.
So it's like bubbles, and yeah. You saved me.
You know why? So we can get those goddamn friendship bracelets.
Can we really?
Of course. And how about we get two matching friendship bracelets?
2 matching friendship bracelets would be amazing.
I'm excited. First thing we do when we get out of here, we're gonna go get our friendship bracelets, okay?
I am incredibly excited by this revelation.
So am I. And I'm glad you're not dead.
I was very hurt, but I was more afraid of losing my friends than anything else.
Aw.
That's really cute.
All right, you guys have a nice tender moment over the kind of destroyed corpse of Pedar, who, as you say this, goes, Drat! Would you like to search his body, search the room? Would you like to do anything else? Or is it tequila time?
Let's search his body to see if he has any gold on him before we leave.
Sure, roll
In cases.
an investigation check.
I laid a search too.
Yeah.
I only got an 8. Oh, plus 1, a 9.
A 9.
I got a 12.
You got a 12.
I got a 10.
Ponyboy, you joining in the? Are you
10,
also rifling through his pockets?
10 plus 1, I have a 11.
Okay. Okay. Vance, you go for the pockets in his pants, figuring that's where I put my stuff, and you find a key. It's like impossibly large, big gold key. It's a little weird. Solaris, you are actually fascinated by the cloak that he's wearing. And while all the rest of the clothing on his body is ripped and torn and destroyed, this cloak still looks gorgeous and pristine. And as you examine it, you think this might be some kind of magic cape of some sort. Ponyboy, as you're pawing through his stuff, looking for anything, you don't really find anything on his body, but you do notice as you're trying to be a little careful and not just strip this guy, but the necrotic that had been spreading over his body, it's way worse than the little bit that he just picked up and showed you. It's kind of everywhere. Basically, the reason he was wearing a cloak and pants and everything is the only places that it wasn't obviously showing were his hands and his face, and it's creeped up his neck far enough that you think if he had turned fast enough, you could have seen it. And Freya, you are too busy wiping the blood off of your dagger and looking super pleased with yourself.
We put him out of his misery, you guys. This guy was about to die any second. He's plagued out.
I guess that's makes me feel a little better. I don't know why it had to be so gruesome. He was crying. We could have probably, like, you know, made him feel happy or something. But
Did you see what he did to Solaris? He did not deserve a peaceful death.
yeah, you're right. I guess he's kind of a dick.
Yeah.
But
Freya,
Yes.
do you like this cloak? Does it look good on me?
It looks awesome on you.
Do you
I like
actually
it.
do you actually put the cape on?
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome. Oh, I gotta pull that up now.
turn on the cape.
She vanishes.
You're dead.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he killed himself with the cape.
No. I need to know. You do not. Okay, you put it on, and immediately, because you don't actually have to attune to it, you feel the magic. And oh, this is how this guy was teleporting around. You have a Cape of the Mountebank. And basically, it lets you cast Dimension Door as an action once a day. And I can send the details to you a little bit later. But yeah, this is how this guy was doing that all over the place.
Does this work? Is it just a single person, or could I take a party with me? I mean, not using it now, but I'm just curious.
Yeah, it is. It lets you cast Dimension Door. You can bring along objects as long as their weight doesn't exceed what you carry. You can also bring along one willing creature of your size or smaller who is carrying gear up to its carrying capacity. The creature must be within 5 feet of you when you cast this spell. So, because all of your friends are the same size as you, unless something weird is going on, you could even technically grab Ponyboy and...
A little bigger than you, but we can go.
So do I kind of like innately feel this? Is this something I could use now, theoretically?
I'm going to say because he used it and you can only use it once a day, you feel like you have to wait until tomorrow. But because you don't have to attune to it. So yeah, I say you put it on and you go, oh. And you just know.
Oh.
I think this cape is also beautiful and magical. But it feels like it won't work for today.
Good pickup, Slayer.
What a specific thing.
Vance, meanwhile, very specific. Vance, meanwhile, you're holding on to this very large key.
I found a comically large key that will fit any door, and I go and put it in the first door that I see.
You don't see any doors. There actually are no doors in this room, despite the fact that all the other levels, this is where the door to the stairs go. Roll a Arcana check.
Arcana check.
Oh, my strong suit.
Just Vance or all of us?
Just him.
7.
It almost kind of feels like a divining rod in a like you go looking for a door, and you go up to the wall where you expect the door to be from all of the other levels, and you almost feel like this magnetic pull. You're not exactly sure where to put it, but you feel like, yeah, there's something nearby. There's something this key wants to go into.
I'm being guided by magical key. Maybe it's a sign from a god? Is there a key-making god that I know I'm aware of?
Or maybe it's an invisible chest with invisible money that'll turn visible. Yeah?
That too, possible. Anything goes when magic's involved.
Sure.
Close your eyes, Vance. I've done stuff with magic
Oh.
like this before. Close your eyes.
You're right. That makes it more magic.
Let the key guide you. And
Would you like me to hold your waist while you have your eyes closed?
I trust in the magic. It will find me my path, and
I also feel magic.
Oh, sure. Make a conga line then.
All right, so Solaris comes over and puts her hands on your waist, and you take Ponyboy's advice, and I'll let you roll an Arcana check again with advantage, because why not?
Okay, yeah, that's an 18.
Excellent. Eyes closed, you feel shook. And yeah, Freya was 100% right. There's an invisible chest right here, and you just automatically open it with this key as it apparates in the air.
Oh my God, we did it!
I was right. Dibs on what's inside of it.
As it opens up and you all look on in, you do see three things. You see a small black, what looks like a coin purse, assumably with some money in it. You see a scimitar in its sheath lying on the bottom of the case, and an instrument, actually. You see a bandor lying there that almost fills the entire, it's kind of like a lute, and it's got a bunch of strings on it, and these three things are just sitting in this now revealed chest.
So,
All right.
since
Come
I was
get your
right,
dinner, everybody. Come
and
on.
there's a coin purse in there. Can I just
You get the coin purse, and we know you like it the most.
Frey was just already reaching in slowly for the coin purse.
Sure.
So Laris starts looking at the scimitar, just kind of picks it up and starts observing it.
Okay.
Yeah, you go get it. How about you, Ponyboy? You want to play an instrument, or is this for me? Probably for me, actually.
I'll play that instrument. Give me that. What's it called? A bandor?
It's called a bandor, and
Let me see.
It kind of looks like a big lute, but it's got doubled strings on it, and it's only got a couple strings.
It's in tune. It's how long it's been here. It's crazy.
Yeah, I suddenly want this game to go in a completely different direction when you make that music. Wow.
All of a sudden, we're in a swamp.
Yeah, all of a sudden, this is not the game I was expecting. Okay, Freya, when you open up the coin purse, first, actually, make a perception check.
Alrighty. Good old 8.
Okay.
Wait, plus 1, 9.
Well, I mean, so there's 178 gold pieces in this coin purse, which you do actually recognize as the style of coin purse that the people who employed you, who were sending you payment, this is what they use.
Oh shit! Is this my payment that I was owed like 2 weeks ago?
It seems like at least the coin purse is from that person. But yeah, there's 178 gold in there. Solaris, as you kind of take a look at this scimitar, check it on over, when you unsheath it, it glows a little bit. Almost kind of like a little bit of moonlight is coming off of it. And when you resheath it, the glow goes away. And that fascinates you for a moment. Ponyboy, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh my God, I'm in trouble.
But I'm going to give you advantage for reasons.
Okay. Wisdom saving throw is... No, not good. 3.
Oh, no.
3 plus my wisdom's like 1. Save 4.
That was with advantage?
That's with advantage?
No. Oh, that's the one. I only threw it one time.
Oh, thank God. Oh.
Yeah. Let me throw again.
Okay.
Pandora attacks.
Please, this time better.
All right.
5. Oh, God.
Oh, geez.
Plus 1. 6.
All right. You take 4 psychic damage as you go to play this instrument. Ow.
Damage.
Yeah, it hurts. It hurts, and you realize there's something very special about this instrument, and it's highly magical. And maybe you should examine it a little bit longer before you just start playing it.
Oh wow, you guys, this hit me. What is this thing? Let's look at this. Do we have any? Can you? Who has the magic seal?
I can cast Identify.
Yeah, identify this bad boy.
Go ahead.
Can I do that?
Absolutely.
All right.
Freya, you come on over and cast Identify, and you've never touched a magical musical instrument before, and this thing feels epic. You know this thing to be a Felucian bandor. It is actually one of the legendary instruments of the bards. And as you say this, Ponyboy, you can roll a history check with advantage since you are a bard.
Yeah, history check with advantage. Well, there's a 6. That's not good. I'm not rolling really good.
Siri, tell me exactly what a Felucian bandor is.
Yeah.
Essentially, that's what Freya has.
And a 7. God, 7 plus what? What is it? History?
It's a history check.
Plus 1. I got 8.
All right.
I'm not the best bard in the world, you guys. Just leave it.
You're not, but this instrument was made by one of the best bards in history. And this is the kind of thing that is talked about in whispers as being one of the lost legendary instruments. And you know that if you were to bring this to one of the remaining colleges of the bards, they would be drooling over themselves to get a hold of it. Whereas if you could attune to this, this would be epic. And Freya, you also know, since you cast Identify on it, it can cast a whole host of spells, but he does need to attune to it, and only a bard can.
I gotta work on this, you guys. It already hurt me with 4 points, but...
Yeah, maybe you can work on it a little bit more before you...
I ain't gonna play this until I find out the instructions of how to play this thing.
Or we could have a fun, like, Russian roulette-esque game. We can all get wasted and, like, see how hurt we all get. I don't know. Seems like a fun thing.
What? What?
Nothing. Forget I said it. I'm just really hyped up from the kill still, so just ignore me.
Yeah, enough with the blood.
Solaris then, she's just so distracted by the glowing thing. She unsheaths it and then shows it to Vance. She goes, Vance, this thing is glowing. Hold it. She offers it up to Vance.
Oh, okay.
And it
You
is...
sure?
Are you sure?
Yes, sorry.
It looks like it's just letting off some very gentle moonlight. It's glowing, and it is a rapier.
It's a moon
Isn't
saber.
it beautiful?
Freya, I'm almost tempted to make you roll a deception check because you would know from your Identify that only Ponyboy can attune to this thing, and he has to attune to it in order for it to stop making him hurt. So by saying, "Oh, let's all get wasted," like we'll come back to that a little later. Anyway, what would you guys like to do next?
Well, I have 226 gold, so
Drinks
I'm
on
buying
you.
everybody drinks.
All right. Good. I'm down for that. I think we've earned
We
it.
head back to the bar, even though we don't know how to heal our friends over there.
Oh,
Yeah, it's we kind of did
That
fail in
thing.
that one.
Right.
Well,
One
you
part.
found out what was going on, but you didn't
Right.
necessarily find
We'll
it.
tell them they're doomed, and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Their destiny is doomed.
We're not stopping there this time. We're going to keep going.
See you all next time, folks.
No, wait, hold on.
We can't tell them we met Astrak. We could tell them we met Astrak.
Right.
That's correct.
Astrak.
Someone will recognize ass crack. That's
And
good.
he did tell us, which I see some truth in, that those that were dead and brought back to life probably are
Should
supposed
stay
to be dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe
So-
we buy them drinks, let
Yeah,
them
'cause
down
they're on borrowed
easy,
time.
They're gonna die.
Good
Just
call.
enjoy
Good call.
it. We're like
Yeah.
the Make-A-Wish Foundation. We're gonna come in and give you like something.
Just get you really drunk before telling you you're on your way out. That's exactly what they do. I think they really appreciate that.
All right. For the sake of its expediency, I'll say you guys very easily make it back up out of this dungeon. There wasn't really anything blocking your way.
How about the bunnies?
Is the gravity room fixed?
No, but because we only have a few minutes left, I'll say now that you've been through it, it's kind of like doing an escape room twice in a row. You know how everything works.
Yeah.
And our bunnies are fine, right? Like they're all
Well,
they're
that
cool.
was going to be my question. Do you take the bunnies with you?
Obviously. Chrysanthemum is my new best friend.
Yes, bunny rabbit.
Wow,
Wait,
Solaris
what?
is right here.
I'm sorry. Chrysanthemum is my new best bunny friend.
Okay.
Specifically, bunny friend.
Okay.
I was nervous for a moment
Don't
there.
worry, you're my best friend of all time. This is my best bunny friend. We're good.
Okay. You guys make it back up to the top, carrying your bunnies. They seem to be okay. You do have a weird moment when you're going through the room with all of the various bunnies. I'll say, once again, for the sake of time, that you remember to re-put on gloves so that you don't create 20 million more chrysanthemums and bunny rabbits. But you do make it through that. You do get back to the top level, which is where the temple part of this dungeon was. And Jack the Gargoyle reminds you, hey, remember to tell your wizard friend about me, as you guys leave.
Yes.
And you guys make it back to the Rooster and Dragon, where Marianne is there alone. She looks sad and upset, but immediately brightens at seeing you and says, "Oh, it's so good to see you. Oh, are you all okay?"
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
We killed a bad guy and more zombies, and we found some rabbits.
You
And
shouldn't have any trouble.
I have this lovely cape.
Yes.
It looks
Right.
That looks so gorgeous, dear. Oh no, this is excellent news. It's good to know that this is not going to bother the town again. I was really kind of worried because, there's only so much that a town can take with zombies. So thank you. And very, very nice bunnies.
Yes.
And did you happen to find out anything about what was going on with my husband and I?
Yes, but if you wouldn't mind, we've had a long fighting journey, and we would love a drink or 7.
No, yes, and
yes.
won't you
absolutely.
join us for a drink or 7?
And she looks around and is like, well, I'm not supposed to, Go ahead and roll a persuasion check.
I'm gonna roll. Marianne, you ever
dear.
live every day like your last day?
I got 19 total.
I got a 17.
No.
Pony boy?
7 plus persuasion. 7, 14.
Okay. Marion looks at all of you, bright smile coming across her face, and Pony boy, as you say this, she sighs a little bit and then says, you're right. I'll break out what's left of the good stuff. And she goes under the bar and starts pulling out some truly top shelf drinks and is pouring you, is being a mixologist and making up some pretty nice cocktails. And over the course of the next few minutes, you all have some really wonderful drinks. And she finally sits down, takes a sip of hers and says, so it's bad news?
Vance is smashed.
I mean, you don't even drink. She hands you the drink, and you look at it, and you are drunk.
Oh,
So
that smells fierce.
So I'm guessing it's bad news.
Here's the thing.
I think it might be bad news.
So we found the demon, and he said, the dead should stay dead, and the living should live. It makes a lot of sense. It's bad news.
She takes this kind of stoically and says, all right, well, we thought that might be the case, but there was, you guys, you took care of this when we couldn't have, and if there's one thing worse than passing on, then it's passing on with things not finished. And so knowing that this town is going to be safe, that makes me feel better. I'll let Kristoff know, and she looks back at you, Pony Boy, and she says, Did you find that in the temple? And she's looking at your instrument.
Yeah, you can kind of say it found me.
And she has this sad smile on her face, and she says, that's the group of us that went in all those years ago. That's what we were looking for. We were looking for that instrument. You should bring that to some people out in Silver and Moon. They'd be very interested in that, and it would mean a lot to know that other loose end of mine got tied up, because it was going through that dungeon that's what killed Christoph and I and brought us back from the dead, and now is apparently gonna be the end of us. But knowing that no one else is gonna be bothered by that, and someone has found that prize, makes me feel a little better. So would you bring that to Silver Moon for us?
And Silver Moon is just yonder?
Silver Moon is
just
many miles away north.
It's a hotel 3 doors down.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal.
It's either not a big deal or months of travel.
Hey, you know what, Marianne? I'm new to adventuring, but I'm having a good time. I might have to ask my new friends here if we should go to Silver and Moon.
Would you go with him? Think of it as a last request, paid for by lots of drinks, and she kind of pushes over a second round with like a wry smile. Would you?
And Freya just takes the drink and is like, I mean, if you're paying in drinks, sure.
I can pay in as many drinks as you can drink before you leave.
I'll have 2 more.
Oh no.
I will go wherever my friends will go.
Well, thank you. That means everything to an old paladin like me. And that's where we'll end this season of Destiny and Doom.
Destiny and Doom.
Yeah. You guys were not tempted to go to the dark side. Drat! I tried so hard. All right.
I'm sorry, with a name like Ass Crack, how could we?
Asterisk.
Mr. Asarak.
You can't go against the fam. You can't go against the family.
Yeah, the fam is strong.
The fam is strong.
I appreciate that, but I tried. All right, real quick.
You tried.
Why don't we go around and tell everybody where they can find you and what you might have coming up in the next couple of weeks. And Jack, why don't you go first?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Jack_P. I'm over on Rooster Teeth as well. You can check out stuff there. I stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/Jack Patillo. And it's been a crazy year. 2017 was just absolute bonkers for the kind of stuff I got into, and this next year is going to be even crazier. So hopefully you'll see all kinds of shenanigans we have for 2018. So keep an eye on my stuff.
Looking forward to it. Kraken, how about you?
Hi, everyone. I'm Kraken. I stream here on Twitch at twitch.tv/Kraken and YouTube at Kraken2. This year's also been pretty crazy for me. I'm looking forward to what next year has to offer. I don't know. I do all sorts of stuff. I love role-playing games. This has been a blast. My first kind of live D&D show. I'm hoping to do more like this. But in the meantime, also just play goofy games on stream. So thanks a lot.
Thank you. And Dante?
You can find me at Dante Bosco on Twitch and Twitter, all this stuff, Instagram, and I don't know. It's been a great year. Happy holidays, everybody. You can always buy my gear at RufioUprising.com. Holidays.
I gotta get one of those Bangarang t-shirts so I can wear on One Grung Above, because I'm playing Bangarang.
yes. I need to send you one of those. So go to RufioUprising.com.
Excellent. And Mika?
You can find me on Instagram and on Twitter at Mika Burton, doing a lot of fun Christmas photo shoots next week. Very excited for that. Super excited for all the cosplay stuff in 18. I'm gonna cosplay Freya.
What?
Yay!
Oh, sweet.
I'm gonna cosplay my own D&D character.
I love it.
That's so sick.
That is amazing.
So super excited for that.
You
And
should cosplay Solaris.
yes, I'll just be a turtle. I'll be a giant turtle. So I'm looking forward to hopefully more D&D with these guys. This has been such a blast. I've never had so much fun stabbing things virtually.
Well, thank you. And I'm Lauren Urban, also known as Obo Crazy. You can find me at Obo Crazy on all of the things. You can find me on my podcast, which is Dungeon Drunks, which comes out every Monday. And this has been awesome. It has been such a pleasure to be able to DM for you guys and play with you and watch you as you just make me smile every single week that we've done this for 2 hours. So you brought me joy, and that is all I can ever ask out of any friends of mine. So thank you.
Thank you, Lauren. Your DMing has been
Awesome.
Absolutely.
insane.
You kept us on track. We were a bunch of lost
You're
Lost
just
Boys.
We're a bunch of lost boys.
you're just saying that because they give you a bunch of magic items at the end of the game.
I like that. I'm reading up on it right now on D&D Beyond. I'm like, oh my god, this is crazy.
Well, if we see you for if season 2 happens, then you get to play with that instrument. But we'll have to see. And until then, happy everything to everybody, and thank you for tuning in. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.